Hey there! In this video I want to talk about why I started eating plant-based, why I made that decision, and what kind of led up to that decision and ultimately led me to start a plant-based life and a plant-based diet. I'm here to document my journey and to help you out eating plant-based and to feel healthier and get more energy. So let's get started. So how it started for me is essentially my wife of 5 years. She was actually vegetarian for many years before I met her. So when we got married, I was cooking and making the meals, and we kind of decided that I was used to, having meat and just a normal American diet. And I said, okay, well, that's fine. How about we just, kind of cut down so we're just maybe using like a pound of ground beef per week or something. I would just put like a little bit in the chili that I would make. And she said, okay. So I was, started doing that. And, she was big into eating salads and healthier foods. So I actually was looking at the benefits of that. And I was like, oh, yeah, well, I'm just going to start eating a salad every night, which I did. My stomach didn't enjoy it too much. I think I wasn't used to the fiber, and I looked up some stuff online, and I saw that other vegetarians had a similar problem when they started eating more vegetables. I think it has to do with the not having the good bacteria in your system. It takes a little bit of time to build up. So I had some discomfort at night for probably like a month. I probably should have started slower, but after that, I don't know if it was related. Maybe it was, but after a month, that went away, and my stomach was fine. And I started. I don't know what got me into it, but I just started looking up, how to have more energy, like how to eat better. So like I learned about all these, healthier foods to incorporate, like, fruits and vegetables. And I think I was online. I used to read this Live Science blog all the time, and there was actually an article I thought was interesting, and it said that people who ate 5 to 6 servings of fruit and veggies per day were found to be statistically happier. I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, whoa, I want to try that. So I started like eating more fruits and vegetables. I started eating. One of the things that really helped me at first was eating smoothies every day for lunch. I would make smoothies. I'll leave a link to a smoothie diet thing down below if you want to get into that, eating smoothies a lot. I just did like a basic, the same kind of green smoothie every single day, but if you want to mix it up, there's many options if you want to follow that plan for getting like different and better tasting smoothies. And if you don't know where to start, you can check that out. Also, check out my email list in the description where you can sign up. I'll send you like tons of plant-based tips and info and free stuff, and I'll help you along with your journey as well. So I started drinking these smoothies for lunch. I do it as a meal replacement, and it was also convenient because I would go to class. I was in getting my master's degree, and I would go to class, and I would just like drink the smoothie for lunch, and so that was convenient and easy. Um, Before I met my wife and I was in college and everything, and as a single guy, I was just always eating out and eating fast food. And it was just, it was easier. It was just easier to just pay somebody to just cook. And then and most of the stuff was meat based and probably not the healthiest. And I actually was borderline hypertension. There are people in my family who have high blood pressure, and I had borderline hypertension at the time, and they're like, you need to start cutting out some of the stuff that you're eating. And as I tried to at the time, and I don't know if I saw much of an improvement, but once I started going more plant-based after we got married, I definitely noticed my blood pressure dropping, and now it's at a normal level, and I feel better. I feel less stressed. I feel like there's less tension in my body. I feel calmer. That's the benefit I've seen. So anyway, back to the story. I was eating smoothies every day and eating like trying to eat like a salad at night, and we had cut down and minimized the amount of meat that we were eating to very little amounts of meat per week. And I think also she did like almond milk, so I kind of stopped doing like dairy as well, as far as with the milk. And then I saw I don't know, one of the Netflix documentaries. I can't remember the name at the time, but it was like something like, what you're eating is killing you, and how they don't want you to know about these plant-based diets, these big food companies. And then somebody at work started talking to me about it, and I was like, wow, that's like really interesting. So I started digging around and doing more research, and that's when I kind of saw like, oh man, like the meats can actually be detrimental to your health. And I started looking at what's his name, the Dr. Colin, who does the Forks Over Knives stuff, and his research with the China study, and I thought that was really fascinating. And I really just wanted truth, so I was looking into everything, watching TED Talks. What's just the healthiest way to eat? I wasn't really set on one way. I just want to know what was the healthiest way to eat. And really the consensus came down to, it just always agreed with like plant-based was better. Studies have shown that it's healthier. We got the China Oxford study. Long-term benefits are seen in these. The blue zones was another one I saw, where people who ate plant-based were living longer and were more energetic. And then I was like seeing the results in myself and feeling better. I was also losing weight, although that was unintentional. I wasn't like overweight, but I had a little bit I could probably lose at the time from like a desk job. But I didn't even try to lose weight. And going plant-based, I started losing weight. Of course, also our first daughter, I was doing a lot of walks and everything with her each day in the stroller. But I still think that the diet had a huge impact on my weight, because if I change what I eat now, it definitely changes my weight. So I definitely feel like I was getting a lot less calories. And I also started experimenting more and more with intermittent fasting. But that's something I've always done and had an interest in, was intermittent fasting, even before going plant-based. And I had some benefits with that as well. So we eventually saw, I was under the mindset that, okay, I could cut back on meat and animal products, but you still need like at least some small amounts for your health. And what really changed things was watching the Game Changers documentary that came out on Netflix. And I remember I signed up for it, and it looked really interesting. And I saw like the premiere was coming out, and they were emailing me. And then I finally watched it with my wife, and we were like, wow, this is amazing, because it was the first time they actually had doctors on, and they had some kind of medical advice saying that you can get all the protein you need from plants. Like, you don't actually have to eat meat. So like for me, that was just like groundbreaking, because before I thought you had to eat meat or something to be healthy, to get the protein that you needed. But after seeing that, and I dug more into it, and like seeing like the vegan athletes who were doing like tremendous feats after going vegan, it was like, wow, this is just incredible. So I started just going more and more plant-based and trying. I was like, well, okay, we don't even have to do meat anymore. Like, so we just cut that out, and I was feeling better. Um, even trying to work out, I was still able to build muscle just from the plant-based protein. So it was a win-win, and that has been my journey for the last 5 years. It was kind of steps and different choices, and along the way, I also watched the Forks Over Knives, And and the TED Talks that also just talked about a lot of the benefits of the plant-based diet that I never realized before, not just for my own health, but also on really the environment. I saw like the horrendous effects of factory farming on that's causing harm to the environment right now and the ecosystem. Also, just animals in general, like the welfare of animals. I never realized before. You know, you go to McDonald's, you order a burger or whatnot. You don't really think of the process. It's a hamburger. You don't really think like this was an animal before. That's just not in your mind. And then also knowing like what they go through, what the animals go through in the process of making the meat, and just how they're treated poorly, and actually seeing that, like I actually looked that up and saw that in documentaries and whatnot. It's like, oh man, this is horrible. um, it's like all of that accumulated into wanting to be plant-based and seeing benefits in being plant-based, right? So it wasn't just my own health, but just also for the environment and for like animal rights. Um, you know, and that's what drove me to want to be more plant-based and to be healthier with what I eat and my food choices. I wanted to have more energy for my kids. Um, and so all of that has led me on this journey to where I am. And like I said, I just want to uh, hopefully help others out, just let you know what I've been doing, what I found, and kind of document that and give you my own tips and advice. Like I said, check out the link, look for my email sign up. If I have a link down there, go ahead and subscribe and let me know what you think, guys. And I appreciate you watching.